Remember how I showed you that picture of the spring? That big metal spring. I want you to get that in your mind. Visualize that spring for just a minute. When you take a spring and you compress it and you crush it down, think of that metal and the painful process that it goes through to be able to move and bend and get down to its very, very smallest point. Once it has been compressed, I kind of like picture these flakes of rust just flaking off and being popped off of it. But only when it is crushed down to its smallest point and you let go, can it launch to its absolute highest height. And I want to talk about a time in my life where I had to go through that crushing period to discover my smallest point, to discover my real truth. Sometimes it can be hard to face the truth. In the scriptures, it talks about how the wicked take the truth very harshly, because sometimes it's scary. It can be painful. But the truth is the one thing that sets us free. Only when we are willing to face the brutal truth can we grow, can we progress. And we have to go through hard things in order to progress. My son, Lance, he's 7 years old, and he's taking piano lessons. How many people took piano lessons? Wow. That's amazing. Now, how many of you, a little older folks, have kids who are taking piano lessons? Yeah. Okay, I keep calling on you, Emily. She's like, death. Terrible. Amen. My little goose, he sits there, and it is a struggle to have him play the piano. And I'm always like, he'll go straight to the easy song. He's always practicing like 4 songs. And I'm like, Lance, come on, you've got to play these other songs. And he's always saying, Dad, why do you make me play the hard songs? You know? But what an interesting question. Why do we have to play the hard songs? What happens if Lance only plays that easy song, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? Can he get any better? No, he's stuck. His piano career is stuck at Twinkle, no, not this, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. It is only when we play the hard songs that we can become better, that we can grow, that we can progress. When we open the scriptures, how many people have started reading the Book of Mormon, but more times than they've actually finished it? Be honest. Okay, yeah, guaranteed. So we are like, oh yeah, I'm going to read the Book of Mormon again this year. Where do we start? 1 Nephi, chapter 1, verse 1. You look at that verse. Who knows it? I, Nephi, having been born of goodly parents. So what goes next? Who knows it? Totally. There's a part that I'm missing there. Therefore, having been taught somewhat in the ways of my father, yet having seen many afflictions over the course of my days. You know what's incredible? Has anybody looked at the little asterisk above afflictions? When you go there and you click on it, afflictions, the blessings and the gifts of God. What? That's backwards in my mind. That's like my dad. Spence, you gotta play the hard songs. The afflictions are the gifts and the blessings of God, because that's what makes us grow. That's what makes us go from Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star to just blowing people's minds with Mozart or the piano guys or whatever it is. What time is it, by the way? I was going to share a story, but I don't think we have time. No, I don't know. Look, I'll try and fit it in at the end, but I want to end by just saying that don't be afraid to get really, really small. We all have so many different passions and skills and gifts that our Heavenly Father has given us. We love so many different things. And only when we truly get small and say, what is it exactly that I love doing? What are those very few things that are the most important to me? When we discover that, when you get small is the only time that you can go serve really big. But getting small requires saying no. Saying, oh yeah, I really like this. When I was young, everybody would ask me when I was 10 years old, what do you want to be when you grow up? My answer from the time I was a kid, well, I want to be retired. Duh. I'm going to be a billionaire by the time I'm 25. I mean, that was my goal in life, is to be just a gajillionaire. And I remember that Heavenly Father asked me to play a hard song. And I had to shed some of those things that were my dreams, but it wasn't what really made me happy. It really wasn't what Heavenly Father wanted me to do. And through a painful process, I had to really say, what is it that does make me happy? And I was able to define it very, very simply. But it wasn't easy to let go. Let go of that dream of chasing the gajillions of dollars. And start saying, Spence, stop trying. It was amazing. Heavenly Father was like, you need to stop building your own kingdom and start focusing on building my kingdom. And it wasn't easy, but I have never been so happy in my life, because when we find that small point, it is so crazy how big you can go, because you have the best partner, the most important relationship that you could ever develop, which is the relationship of your Heavenly Father.